Welcome to the ongoing VB series, and in this episode we're going to be looking at operators. So now that we've seen how you can declare variables, we can actually go ahead and to look at the operators that are available to us in Visual Basic. So I think we've already seen one in action in the previous episodes whereby we were making use of string concatenation. So maybe let's actually declare two variables of type string. So we can declare message 1, or maybe let's just say word 1 and word 2 as string, both of them as string. Then what we want to do is to assign values to words word 1 and word 2. So maybe word 1 we can make it hello, then word 2 we can make it world, right? Then let's actually go ahead and console dot write line. Then we need to concatenate the two strings, is it? So what we can do is we can say world 1 and world 2, rather word 2, not world. So this should give us hello world down there in the console. So what we can do is we can go ahead and run this, pull up the output, then you see that we have hello world, is it? So what can we do if we want to add a space in between these two words, as it were? So we can just put an additional concatenation, then put an empty string in between the two words, just like that. Save and run, and this time around we should get a space in between the two words, the hello world words, as it were. So that's how you can concatenate words, rather strings in Visual Basic. Then I should quickly point out that there's actually two ways with which you can perform concatenation. The other way is to make use of the plus symbol. But now with the plus symbol, now you need to be careful, because in the event that you're trying to concatenate say a string and an integer, there's no guarantee that it's going to work. You're actually going to get maybe some sort of error from your program. So you can see that it actually works, right? You can actually concatenate two strings using the plus. So while it's quite possible, it's not the recommended way, because it might give you errors when you try to concatenate a string and an integer. So the recommended way is to make use of the ampersand or the and symbol to concatenate two strings. Then so maybe we can actually just go ahead and put a comment right here and say string concatenation, just like that. Then after string concatenation, we want to look at how you can go about making use of the math or mathematical operators. So let's go ahead and look at math operators. So here we need to look at the basic arithmetic operators that you've come to know. So maybe let's declare num1. Let me actually go ahead and show you another way of declaring without having to specify the data type. So maybe let's declare 45, right? Then let's also dim another number, num2. I will also make it 40, maybe let's just make it 35, right? So this is another way with which you can actually declare and initialize a variable, is it, without specifying the type. So the Visual Basic compiler is actually smart enough to know or to deduce the data type provided, rather implied by your declaration. So it can actually pick out that this is an integer. So num1 will be treated as such, that is to say as an integer. And since these two numbers are going to be treated as integers, it means that we can then do the basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. So let's actually go ahead and do that. So we can console dot write line. Then we want to say the sum is, then we simply need to concatenate this output with num1 plus num2. Right, so that should give us the sum of the two values. Then with subtraction, we can go ahead and say the difference is, then we can make use of the minus sign. Then maybe what we can do in this case is we need to just add some brackets so that we let the board mass take effect. Then we want to do the same for multiplication. So what we do here is we can say the product is, right, then we can put the asterisk or the star symbol as you've come to know. Then we also need to perform division. So what we can do is we can make use of so to perform your ordinary division in Visual Basic, you're going to make use of the forward slash, right? So this would ordinarily give you 45 divided by 35. So maybe let's say the quotient is that. Then there's also another way to divide in the VB, but this one is going to perform integer division. So what we can do is we can actually just write here. So the integer division is, so to perform integer division, we're going to make use of the backslash, right? So the backslash is the one that performs integer division. Then we can also perform, let's just copy this line right here. We can also make use of the mod function, which is basically the remainder operator. So we can go mod just like that. Then we can say the remainder is that. Then we can also perform, maybe let's save another variable called num3 and set it to 2. Then we can then come down here and maybe just change this line to 45 squared is. Then inside of here we simply need to make use of the exponent operator or the power operator, which is the caret symbol. Then we want to raise num1 to the power of num3, just like that. So that's the basic math operators or the basic arithmetic operators, as it were. Maybe let's just go ahead and run the program to see what we have going on as of now. So I'll pull up the output. You should see we get that output right there, is it? So that's the basic math operators in VB. Then we also need to look at so another operator that we've been using up until now is the equal sign, is it? So the equal sign in Visual Basic is we say it's overloaded because it has two functions, right? The first function is to make it as an assignment operator, right? So we are taking what's on the right and storing it on what's on the left. It is also used to check for equality in Visual Basic. So as we shall come later on to realize, actually maybe we can actually go ahead and do this right here. So maybe what we can do is we can console dot write line, then we're simply going to output some horizontal lines or dashes, as it were. Then we are going to look at comparison operators. So we can go ahead in console dot write line, then we simply want to print if num1 is equal to num2, right? So comparison operators, they typically yield or they return a true or a false. So in this on line number 27, what we're doing is we're trying to check to see if the first number is equal to the second number. So if that condition is true, it's actually going to return a true. Then if it's false, it's actually going to print false. Then we can actually go ahead and make use of other comparison operators that you've come to know. So we have less, we have greater, we have greater or equal to. So we can just go ahead and repeat the same, but just add an equal sign there, then copy this line, paste it, then again reverse the less than sign and put a greater than sign. Then we can also make use of what other operator can we need to check for inequality when to check if two numbers are unequal. So it makes use of the two angled brackets, Visual Basic, to check for inequality. So I think I've captured all of the basic comparison operators. Yeah, I think that's it. Maybe let's just go ahead and run this and see what we have going on. So maybe I can just put the output there next to the code right here. So you realize that this is the output, is it? So we're checking to see if num1 is equal to num2. So it's saying false right here, which is correct, because num1 is 45 and num2 is 35. Then here we are checking to see if num1 is less than num2. Again, this is false. So yeah, that's working. Then greater than, that's true, false, true, true. Yeah, so that's how comparison operators work. So I think maybe those are the basic operators that we'll be making extensive use of in this series. Then maybe later on, if need be, we might actually look at bitwise operators, but I don't think we really need to do that because I need to see a scenario whereby you are required to make use of bitwise operation in your programs. So yeah, I think that's just about it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one.